Hey, thanks for helping out again, Fran.
I'm just happy to do it.
And thanks for stepping in to play pilot, Darlene.
Well, I was thinking of volunteering, but then I didn't know if I could do it, so thank you for asking.
Well, I've been told it's nice to invite people personally.
Are you sure you don't want a man to play pilot?
Oh, you'll be perfect.
I think so.
All right, everyone, come on, gather around here.
All right, so tonight is our last practice for the Lenten dramas. I know, right? But we've got a lot to get through tonight, so we'll get started. We've got to go through the Garden of Gethsemane. We've got Pilate's palace, and then we conclude with the crowd shouting at Jesus to crucify him.
Hey, Patrick, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure. Too. Why don't you guys just run through your lines for a second? What's up?
Well, it's just when you asked me to be in the dramas, I wasn't thinking that you give me the main role. And, at first I could handle it easy enough, and, it was fun. But it's a lot of lines, and it takes a lot of time out, and, it's really important, but...
Okay, hold on. Now, I feel like you're nervous, and that's normal, okay? But you've been doing a great job. I couldn't be prouder of how you've been doing. If you really want to quit, I guess you can, but I don't know who I would have to take your place.
Well, true, I knew what I was getting into, but...
What do you think?
Fine, let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, I thought I told you guys to work on your lines. Can I leave you alone for 2 seconds?
I know my lines.
Greta?
I'm just stretching.
All right, so to start, Ryan and Lucas, you'll be the guards, okay?
What?
And you'll be coming in with Tim, who is still playing Judas.
Why can't I be a guard?
Well, I thought the boys would be more imposing.
I can beat up Ryan, though.
Cannot. You want to go? A couple
Okay. Hey, tell you what, Brian, why don't you be Peter, okay? And then Greta can be a guard with Lucas, and you guys will enter from over there, right? And then Michaela, yeah, right, you'll be right there in the center. And then Maddie and Lauren, you're James and John, so you'll be over here with Ryan, just on the steps there by the baptismal.
All right, and then the rest of us will just watch over here.
Okay, everybody ready?
All right, here's Lucas.
Sit here while I pray. Abba, Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me. Not what I will, but what you will. Simon, are you asleep? Couldn't you keep watch for an hour? Watch and pray so that you will not fall in temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Abba, Father, everything is possible for you. Please take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will. Simon, are you asleep again? Watch and pray so that you will not fall in temptation. Abba, Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will. Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough. The hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let's go. Here comes my betrayer.
I don't get this. Doesn't Jesus know that Judas is going to sell him out? Why is he just sitting in this garden praying?
Yeah, why isn't he doing anything?
Well, he is doing something. He's talking to his Father, the God of the universe. Jesus is our model in this. When we run into something really tough, we should take time to talk with him.
Yeah, but honestly, that prayer is kind of wishy-washy, It's kind of like, I don't want to do this, but whatever.
Well, what do you think, Michaela?
I feel like Jesus knows this is something he has to do, even though he's not looking forward to what's going to happen. I feel like he's peace when he's talking to God, even though he's not trying to hide his feelings.
Right on. There you go. So, Judas.
The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him. Greetings, Rabbi.
Does he really have to kiss me?
Well, is it okay if he just fakes it on your cheek?
Fine, whatever.
All right.
My ear! My ear!
Yeah, hold on. Hey, Brian, jeepers, a little aggressive there, huh?
Well, I was just thinking how Peter might have felt when Jesus was arrested. He seemed like he always wanted to take care of things. So, I really wanted to protect Jesus.
Yeah, but let's try to make it a little less like he's hacking up zombies, all right?
Fine.
So, no ketchup?
No ketchup.
Okay, let's keep going, Michaela.
Put your sword away, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels?
That would have been awesome.
He should have done that.
How many would 12 legions be?
Well, a legion changed over time, but in Jesus' era, it was about 6,000 men. So 6,000 times 12 would be what, Emily?
I can't do that mentally. I'm sorry.
72,000.
Wow.
Right. So that would have been a lot more in line with what the Jews were expecting at that time. I mean, they wanted a Messiah who was like a warrior. They wanted someone to lead an army like Joshua. They wanted a king.
Why would they want a king?
Yeah, right. We're a bunch of Americans. I forget that. What is your guys' image of a king?
Someone who, whatever they tell you to do, you have to do.
How's that different from a parent?
Kings have armies, duh. No way I'd want my parents to have an army. No offense.
Yeah. See, the problem is we here in America, we have a really horrible image of what a king is. But what if there was a king who would do what is right, and true, and just? What if there was a king who would use his armies to uphold justice and protect the people of the kingdom? I mean, that's the image of a king God was trying to get across. The Jews at the time, they were looking for a warrior king. They wanted someone to come in and just wipe out the Romans. What they got was a suffering servant who says what next, Michaela?
Am I leading a rebellion that you have come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I was with you, teaching in the temple courts, and you did not arrest me then, but the scriptures must be fulfilled.
So what does that say to you all?
Jesus never was a military leader.
That instead of trying to conquer people, he was just trying to teach them.
That this was what was supposed to happen?
What scriptures was Jesus talking about?
Well, the Gospels don't say specifically. It could have been one of the suffering servant passages from Isaiah 53. He was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our sins. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed.
Praise team just did that song, didn't they?
By his wounds, we are healed.
Yeah, right. It could also have been Zechariah 12:10. They will look on me, the one they have pierced, and they will mourn for me as one mourns for an only child, and they will grieve for me as one grieves for a firstborn son. But actually, I think the one that probably fits closest with what we're doing here is Zechariah 13. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man close to me, says the Lord Almighty. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered.
Because when Jesus says that last part, we all leave him.
Right.
Are we going to do the part about Peter denying that he knows Jesus?
That's one of my favorite parts.
I think it's important too, but we only have so much time, so we're going to skip over that part this year and go right to the trial. Fran, you're up.
So, Greta and Lucas, you'll bring Jesus to Fran on the side of the pulpit there.
Who's she supposed to be?
I'm the old woman.
She represents the Jewish elders.
Try not to get her too riled up, all right, guys? Okay, go.
If you are the Messiah, would you please tell us?
If I tell you, you will not believe me, and if I ask you, you would not answer.
kind of answer would never fly in Miss Melby's class.
Yeah, what is that supposed to mean?
Tell you what, let's do this. Fran, if Jesus had told the elders just straight out that he was the Messiah, do you think they would have believed him?
I doubt it.
And if he had asked them who he was, do you think they would have given him a straight answer?
I doubt that also.
Right. Okay, let's keep going.
From now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the mighty God.
Are you then the Son of God?
You say that I am.
Why do we need any more testimony? We have heard it from his own mouth, his own lips.
Okay, then you'll go ahead and march Jesus behind Fran, okay? She'll walk behind the altar. And then Darlene, you'll enter as Pilate. Yep, and then we'll have Pilate questioning Jesus. Good.
Are you the King of the Jews?
Is that your own idea, or did others talk to you about me?
Am I a Jew? Your own people and the high priest brought you charges against you. What is it you have to say?
My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now my kingdom is from another place.
You are a king then.
Wait a minute. Jesus tells him his angels could come and wipe out everyone, and he doesn't even get fazed? What's that about?
Jesus didn't say anything about angels.
Yeah, I did.
Michaela, why don't you read that again?
My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now my kingdom is from another place.
So we might understand what Jesus is talking about and think about angels, but from Pilate's point of view, he has no reason to think that Jesus is talking about anything other than an earthly kingdom.
That's weird. Okay, keep going.
You say that I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me.
Truth? What is truth? Wait a minute. What is truth? How do I say that?
Yeah, that's deceptively hard, isn't it? It's kind of like the to be or not to be in Hamlet. Josh, you had some background on Pilate, didn't you?
Well, from what we know of him, he was a pretty ruthless leader. In his 10 years of rule in Jerusalem, there were over 32 riots. I mean, that's more than 3 per year. And then at least on 4 occasions, he was reprimanded by Rome for using excessive force or needlessly provoking the Jews.
Well, let's face it, he hated the Jews, didn't he?
He certainly didn't have any affection for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it was his job to enforce the Roman rules, and one of the Roman rules was that people worship Caesar as God. Okay? Now the Jews had made a deal with Caesar so that Jerusalem was exempt from a lot of these rules, including keeping images of Caesar out of the temple. So on one hand, Pilate was being told to enforce the rules, and on the other hand, he was being told to play nice with the Jews. A bunch of lawbreakers, in his opinion.
So he was having conflicted messages.
Right. So they're saying, enforce the laws. Well, don't enforce all the laws. Follow the rules, but don't follow all the rules. And show no mercy, but you're being too cruel. So when Jesus says, everyone on the side of truth listens to me.
What is truth?
Perfect. Keep going.
We have found this man subverting our nation. He opposes payment of taxes to Caesar, and he claims to be a Messiah or a king.
Don't you hear the testimony they are bringing against you? What is it you have to say?
Why didn't Jesus say anything?
I don't think there's anything he could have said.
He's between a rock and a hard place.
We're not even portraying all the steps that Jesus went through. And already I'm feeling like I want to say, just get it over with. If you're going to kill me, then just do it.
He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth.
I find no basis for charges against this man. Who do you wish for me to release to you? Jesus Barabbas or Jesus, who is called the Messiah?
Come on, everyone. Ask for Barabbas.
What should I do then with the man you call the King of the Jews?
Crucify him. Crucify him. Yeah, come on, everybody. Crucify him.
Are you really going to try to get the congregation to say crucify him?
Yeah, we'll try.
No, but it just feels really weird.
Nobody likes to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Then why do it?
Well, sometimes we have to remember what we're doing to Jesus when we're sinning. We're shouting out to crucify him all over again.
Well, on that note,
How do we end it?
We'll just have the guards march Jesus down the center aisle and everyone else will follow.
Is that supposed to be the end of the Lenten dramas?
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like much of an ending.
No, you're right. It's not the end of the story, but to get the end of the story, the congregation should come to the Holy Week services, Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday. That will get them ready for the real end of the story, which is Easter.
Not everybody comes to those, though, do they?
No. So, all right, then, unless there's anything else, which doesn't seem like there is, that's it. Thank you all very much. You did a great job. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks again. Karen. Appreciate it. Yeah. What's up, Michaela?
This getting into character thing, I feel like it's gotten me seeing the world through Jesus' eyes more. And it's making me think about a lot of the people in the Gospels. Like, I'm thinking about the thieves that were crucified with Jesus. Like, what were they thinking? And Mary, as she watched Jesus get crucified, I mean, that was her son up there. And then the woman going to the tomb on Sunday morning, what did they expect to find there?
Good questions, Michaela. Good questions.